happening, guys? I'm TechSource. Welcome to Setup Wars, episode 349, the show that keeps on giving and also to make your Mondays just a little bit better. We got a new week, a new chapter, and 5 new setups to check out, so sit back, relax, grab your Tootsie Rolls, and let's begin. This video is sponsored by VIPYourCDKey.com. If you're building yourself a PC or you're looking to upgrade Windows, do not pay full price for a key and instead pick them up from here. They have legit Windows 10 Pro keys as well as Windows 11 Pro keys for dirt cheap. Using the code TS20, you'll get a nice discount. And after checking out, they will send you instructions on how to retrieve the key within a minute. And afterwards, all you have to do is go into the activation settings and put it in and you're good to go. Bringing the chills down all of our spines is Aiden and his horror-themed setup. So it took him 2 years to complete the main foundation and another year to fill up all the shelves with collectibles and other gear to show off his interest and personality. The purpose of the setup, though, isn't to watch horror movies, but to play games and talk to friends. And to scare any potential dates away. I'm only kidding. Aiden actually has a girlfriend, so my boy is out there winning the game of life. So the desk, including all the shelves, hexagon panels, and closet door, were all custom made by him and his stepdad, which laid the whole foundation for this secluded corner. He went with a triple monitor layout. We got a curved Dell Ultralight in the middle, sandwiched between two 27-inch monitors. We have an Asus on the left and an Acer on the right. All of them are attached to the wall, leaving him with a ton of space on the desk, which he surprisingly isn't using. There's only one custom GMMK Pro keyboard with the G Pro Superlight resting on our TS Liquid Black mousepad. Did you guys know that our Season 12 mousepads are coming very soon? In fact, we dropped our very first collection mixer from our Season 12 collection. In fact, here's a quick sneak peek on all the pad designs coming up for Season 12. Alright, unfortunately, that's all the sneak peek you guys get. Besides that, there is only the microphone, which he attached to a boom arm that is covered with a bunch of stickers. Now, usually I would say that this doesn't really add anything and instead devalues your item, but somehow the chaotic black and white pattern from them matches the desk mat and the wallpapers, so good job with the consistency here. The only audio source is the HyperX Cloud headphones resting on a stand inside one of the shelves on the left. Given that he doesn't have much gear, I expected the cable management to be good, but not invisible. Literally 0 cables can be seen from underneath the desk at eye level, and all the ones behind the monitors are neatly tied and routed towards the back. The raceways leading to the power outlet on the right are just the cherry on the top. Beautiful work. The PC powering this spooky den is rocking a Ryzen 7 5700X and an RTX 3080 inside the Height Y60 case, placed inside the custom shelf. Now, this is where the highlight of the setup is, okay? We've got so many props and collectibles from horror movies. I don't even know where to start. Like, there's stuff from Scream, Saw, Hellraiser, Halloween, Friday the 13th. We got Chucky, COD Zombies, and so much more. Whether it's a franchise DVD collection or iconic items from the movies like the masks and even the telephone from Scream, Aiden has it all. He's the ultimate spooky movie fanatic, I would say. Now, he didn't mention this in notes, but I can only assume that those are the real scripts of the movies Halloween, Scream, Child's Play, and A Nightmare on Elm Street, directly signed by the directors or the actors. I'm not sure which. If that's what I think they are, those are some insane relics, my dude. I definitely love what you've done here with all the custom work and the personal touches. I'm looking forward to a couple submission, maybe in the future. But nonetheless, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Hey, look at that.
Some of you probably recognized Heath's setup here, and that's because he was a part of Setup Wars episode 278, and he had this very unique monitor layout with all the audio recording gear on the side, and of course the amazing view as a backdrop of the setup. Now, even though visually not a lot has changed, the actual changes are quite major. We have the same TIE Fighter layout with two Acer monitors on the sides, but instead of the laptop display in the middle, Heath got himself a 27-inch 170Hz Acer monitor and he removed the iPad, which he had as a 4-inch display at the bottom. For peripherals, he's rocking the same MX Master 3S mouse, but he switched to the Everest Max keyboard. He also wrapped it in white and he cut out his name in aerospace, which apparently is the Star Wars language. That's a pretty cool touch if you ask me. Moving on to audio, it looks like it stayed the same with the Yamaha HS5 studio monitors and the tonal microphone, but this time around he attached it on the left with an Elgato boom arm. The right side though is where the most interesting changes happened. So Heath got himself a full-on custom PC featuring the Ryzen 9 5900X and an RTX 3080 Ti Founders Edition. He does plan to water cool it, which is also why he has the water block sitting in front of the system, but it's still waiting for the rest of the parts to arrive, so I'm kind of excited to see how it turns out. Some cool mods he made to the case are the in-ghoul 7-inch display in the back as a sensor panel, the two 80mm fans at the front, feeding fresh air into the underside of the PC, and the triple Noctua 40mm fans he used as a custom induction manifold for the graphics card. That way it's not mixing hot and cold air. Our good friend DC from the server will definitely appreciate this. And just like last time, the cable management is all under control. He kept them all off the ground and routed them properly behind and underneath the desk. I just love the transformation that your setup went through, and all the audio gear along with that old double-deck cassette recorder was just the icing on the cake. I'm very happy to see you on the show again. Thank you, Heath, for participating once again. Holy mother of all contraptions, and I don't mean this in a bad way. This looks crazy. This insane hybrid setup belongs to Jerome, an aerospace engineer and pilot from the Netherlands who put it together in 6 months for the purpose of gaming, especially simulator games, and his engineering work. The first things we see when we take a look at the setup are, of course, those massive displays. We've got two TVs, okay? A 65-inch LG OLED in the center and a 55-inch Samsung on the left, in addition to two secondary displays, one on the top for monitoring his system and one on the right for miscellaneous apps. Even though there's quite a lot of space on the desk, Jerome has kept it minimal with only the essentials. We got a keyboard and mouse with a Stream Deck Plus. Now looking to the left, we get the most interesting part of this setup. Okay, you guys have to check this out. By simply swiveling his 55-inch TV, he can hop onto the racing chair packed with flying sim gear and be fully immersed in his piloting. Not only that, but he also 3D modeled and put together a whole mechanism allowing him to easily convert the flying sim into a racing sim. I can't make this up, okay? This is absolutely genius. No wonder this man is an engineer. This video reminds me of the scene from the French Taxi movie, by the way, where the guy just transforms a regular cab into a race car and a plane hybrid. Another cool fact is that this setup isn't only used to relax and play games, but it actually helped him practice flying procedures, test and train his skills, which led to not having to spend actual time and money on flight instructions. Absolutely crazy. Now on to my favorite part, the cable management, and oh boy, my panties are already jingling. Okay, Jerome did an immaculate job having the cables perfectly routed pretty much everywhere. This is peak cable work. All those pixels, and especially Microsoft Flight Simulator, require beefy specs to run at high settings and enough FPS, so he didn't cheap out here. The system powering everything is rocking an i9 13900K with an Aorus RTX 4090. Also, thank you for rickrolling the whole audience, including myself here. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't think I've ever seen anything like this on Setup Wars before. The custom desk and the transforming simulator setup, plus the perfectly calculated screen and speaker placement, and not to mention the external PC power switch. That way you don't have to go to your system every time you want to turn it on or off. I mean, everything is just thought out to the tiniest detail. What can I say, man? The uniqueness alone isn't enough, but you certainly checked off the rest of the boxes to take home the 70th seal of approval. Well done on this amazing setup, Jerome. Hit me up on Discord to claim your one-of-a-kind plug, as well as your free TechSource mousepad. We also have another 10 seal of approvals, which means I'll bring another seal of approval edition very soon to you guys. We have another returning contestant this episode. Scott from Scotland, how convenient, was featured in episode 292, and visually, not much has changed in the setup. It looks like he has moved places, but we still have the same monitors in a stacked layout, but now they're mounted to the desk instead. Below them are the same Corsair pair of peripherals, but for primary audio, he switched from the Creative Pebble speakers to the Edifier MR4s. His go-tos for gaming are still the SteelSeries Arctis 7s hanging on the pegboard to the side. The cables are managed perfectly with the raceways, zip ties, and cable ducts underneath the desk, and some Velcro straps behind the monitors. Great job here. The PC, however, has been slightly upgraded. It's now a full white build in the Fantex NV5, which he modded with a small screen so we can monitor the system at all times. We got the same Ryzen 9 5900X processor, but he upgraded to the 4070 Ti Super Aero from Gigabyte. I would recommend either getting some white cable extensions to keep the color scheme consistent, or at least a couple of combs for the GPU cable. It would really help clean up the look quite a bit. The setup itself is executed beautifully. I see that you switched from filming gaming videos to doing tech reviews, so investing in a nice camera and the key light was definitely a good idea. I would still love to see some more changes compared to your previous submission, but I do understand that you're limited in how much customization you can do since you're renting the space. Either way, welcome to the Tech Club, and I'd love to see how your setup can transform given the right circumstances. Thank you for participating. Wrapping up the episode is Sophie and her triple monitor setup. She put it together over the span of 4 years and mainly uses it for gaming. Based on the collectibles and decor, we can definitely see what her passions and hobbies are. We've got a Valentino Rossi painting, a few race cars and motorcycle Legos, and this cute anime girl neon sign. We've got triple MSI monitors in a horizontal landscape layout. Since she mounted all 3 of them to the desk, it was a smart choice to get a few extra Adil's legs to support their weight. We do, however, see a slight bend in the middle. What I would recommend is, if you do have the option, to mount the monitors to the wall instead. This will not only take the extra weight off the desk, but also give you much more space as the monitors will be closer to the wall. For peripherals, she went with the AN Pro 2 keyboard and a Logitech G Pro X Superlight, while the audio gear of choice are the Logitech Z200 speakers and the G Pro X headphones. Cable management is pretty clean. I mean, all the cables are off the ground and kept together with cable ties, so I have no complaints here. The PC pushing all those pixels is slightly old, but still packs a punch. It's featuring the Ryzen 7 2700X and an Asus Strix GTX 1080 OC card. If you can't upgrade it just yet, you can still work on the aesthetics with a couple of wide sleeve cable extensions. I know you may be tired of me constantly saying it, but I'd also recommend diffusing the lights underneath the shelf for a much cleaner look. But all in all, this was a well-executed gaming setup, and I'm very happy to have another girl on the show. Thank you, Sophie, for sharing your setup with us. And that will do it for today. As always, guys, let me know in the comment section down below which of these setups floated your boats the most. If you guys are enjoying Setup Wars, make sure to toss a like, because we got episode 350 coming up very soon. It's a very special edition just for you. Thanks for watching, as always, and I will see your beautiful toenails in the next one. Please come back and watch the next one. It's going to be a good one. I promise. It's going to be a good one. We can end the outro here. Yeah, just cut it. Why are we still here? Why are you guys still here? There's literally nothing else. I'm just browsing. I'm browsing the hub. Got my paper towel. This is very rough. This is not going to be pleasant. Okay, I need some privacy, so please click off the video, all right? It's time. It's time.